that needs to be taken before you form a tax policy. So there, I think, hopefully we will see some result. Now we are trying to automate completely. Again, a very big resistance from the people who have been in the job for so long. They don't want automation. Because automation means transparency, automation means there is quick service. So that doesn't suit, of course, a lot of people in the NPA. And we have decided that automation will be done within a certain time frame. And once it is done, I think a lot of issues, like submitting your return to starting from getting your rebates, everything about taxation has to be done on a real-time basis. So I think that will reduce a lot of problems. On the investment side, we have opened the policy actually. Anybody, there is no bias on export or import, it's just open. For the exporters who are willing to come, other than the government sector, will all be given duty-free bonded license. Everybody will be given. Anybody is coming forward with any export product will be given bonded warehouse tax-free. That's it. It is back-to-back LC if it is applicable. If they don't want to have a bonded warehouse, they can do it under guarantee of the bank. That's also the option we have left. So some people, they may not be willing to go for a bonded warehouse, but they can do it with the bank guarantee. They don't need a bonded warehouse. I mean, this process, we have even given permission for the gold jewelry, silver jewelry, diamond cutting. Everything will come under this bonded warehouse. There is a lot of protest, lot of resistance on giving these policies because there is always fear of pilferage, theft, you know. But if you fear of theft and pilferage stops you from making the policy, export will never take off. So we have decided that anybody that is open can do it. On the infrastructure of the port is another issue. We're talking about ease of doing business, cost of doing business. Port is one place which really pushes up the prices of productivity and production, or even for the goods that goes to the consumers. So we have had a meeting with the port and the customs together because they've been always blaming each other. So I had a joint meeting with them a few days back. Hopefully everything is going to be time bound from now. And if anybody violates, the decision will be taken. Now, on the foreign investment, particularly is more appropriate for today's forum. I think the one issue was always the repatriation issue has been, like Mahmoud also mentioned, the repatriation of the profit and the capital. So Bangladesh Bank is taking care of that. I think it has eased a lot by now, but maybe there can be odd issues here and there. But I think you should not have any problem repatriating your profit and capital. The other day there was the American delegation, there was a complaint. Somebody had a power plant, and their power plant, the life has expired, they've closed down, they want to take it out of Bangladesh back to America, US. And the custom was not allowing it, they were asking for duty. While artists leaving the country. So this was, we have taken it up immediately, and they were allowed to take out their capital goods without any duty. Sometimes regulations are made, and yet you have all problems here and there. So we are open. We are open to listen. We are open to discuss. If should anything happen like that, we are taking care of that. Even individual cases are separately taken care of. The currency, the exchange rate is another issue for many reasons, not just for investment. I think what central bank is not doing too badly on that. It has become more or less market-based. Maybe all things here and there a little bit still to be fine-tuned. But I think Bangladesh currency is now more or less market-based. There is no fear of, people of the predictability and consistency of policy. You have noticed in the budget, all the policies are timed out. Nothing is not for this year, it's for next 5 years. So for the first time we have a budget where policies are given for 5 years. So that's again for predictability and consistency of the policy. To some extent it's taken care of. I could not say, that everything has been done. It's all hunky-dory for all of us Islam. We still have a lot of problems. And it is the will of the government, the leadership of the government that matters. I'm getting great signal on the capital market. Great signal. With the changes in the Security and Exchange Commission, with the changes in the regulation in the capital market, we are seeing a lot of interest from the local investors and foreign investors to be listed in the stock market. And stock market is now, you can see that it's on the way up. The indicator is on the way up. But our market cap is very small. We need to have more listed companies. I'm also happy to tell you that we are getting a lot of interest from foreign fund managers. A lot of interest. Not one, not two, quite a few. And big fund managers from the States, investment bankers like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're all showing interest to come to Bangladesh. The reason I'm saying this is because our industry and trade has become solely dependent on the high street banks, which is completely wrong. High street banks have short-term deposit and they've been doing long-term lending and huge amount of money. That's not what they're meant to do. The big investment should go to the capital market. The financial architecture is changing. But in Bangladesh, we're still stuck to that high street borrowing for our family. Industry cannot bear that kind of cost, actually. Higher interest rate. And this is exactly why it's not just the private finance capital structure is changing. So the public finance capital structure is changing. So I am now having to look as a finance minister. What are the alternative financing Bangladesh can get? World Bank, IMF, Asian Development Bank, depending on their support for an economy like Bangladesh, a growing economy like Bangladesh, looking for $1 trillion economy by 2034, we have to look for alternative financing. And again, we are getting good response. Our financial architecture has to change. We we, coming out of high-street borrowing, we should have a blending of finance with various products that is available. These products are available, but we have not been able to deliver in Bangladesh. Now it is happening. That reduces your cost. Even bond is lower than bank interest. Equities, of course, is another issue that you make. When you make profit, then you pay dividend. And there are many other products that's coming up. So, currently, as I said, we are looking for alternative financing, and architecture of financing is a new look we are having in the future. I think I'll leave it to these because I think Q&A will bring out more interesting questions and for me to be able to answer in detail. Another thing if I don't mention the bank resolution issue, because it's a huge issue. We all know that Bangladesh financial sector, particularly a lot of banks, are in distress. So, bank resolution issue is a difficult issue for Bangladesh right now. There is a serious capital deficit in this bank. Serious. They've been laundered out and NPL is very high. And to resolve this NPL issue is a big challenge for the government. And unless you can recapitalize these banks, actually it's going to be very difficult for these banks to continue. But the problem is, there are depositors who cannot withdraw their money, and there are businessmen who have been working with these banks, suddenly stuck for their working capital, for opening the LC and other funding issues. Are stuck, and these businesses are really in real distress. I'm getting almost daily few issues, accounts coming to me. So, capitalizing these banks is a big issue. We are trying to do that from, as I said, foreign fund managers are interested. They are coming. Government can go so far. Deficit is so big that government cannot allocate that kind of money out of budget for all these banks. We have to have a mix of government support, rescue support, and other recapitalization process, which is under process. I think I'll leave it to that.